Yo, what's up guys? Barbarian here bringing you my updated 224 high roller class tier list rankings for this current season. It's been 2 months since I made the other one, about 2 months into the season, and just based off of my opinion and what I've seen so far, what I played against on my way to demigod. I'm currently exemplar. I'm getting closer. I've been streaming every single day. If you guys would like to come vibe, watch me hit demigod, maybe give me some tips on some better ways to get some AP, because your boy's struggling a little bit. Yeah, go over to my Twitch at Bear, or sometimes I'll be streaming on YouTube as well. It's a good time to say most of you guys are not subscribed, so if you guys would like to support me a little bit more on my journey to becoming a YouTuber slash content creator for Dark and Darker, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And yeah, anyways, let's get into the video. Starting off, we got Longsword Fighter. I think Longsword Fighter is really good. I don't think it's OP anymore. Last season I definitely did, but this season every time I run into them I usually end up winning. I'd say I probably have like a 80% win rate against longswords now. I don't know why, but I feel like they've fallen off. Like I don't know, I'm not scared of longswords anymore. Or I used to be like terrified, but I'm not worried about these anymore. I think most of the time longswords lose against warlocks and wizards and stuff more so than a shield fighter would. Also, barbarians you're supposed to like hard counter, but I haven't really, I don't know, I don't feel as if longsword really is that good anymore, but I feel like you struggle into ranged pretty badly as a longsword fighter, although you still have obviously your range. But yeah, you guys have lower MDR. Barbarian, I mean, we'll put them like B plus area. I think if you guys have any other opinions, or maybe you think a class should be in a different spot, that's cool. Go ahead and leave a comment, keep it respectful. Okay, next we got, let's do shield fighter. Where's shield fighter? Right here. Shield fighter I'd say is A tier. They do really well with morning stars right now. A lot of perks for them. High PDR. They do really well into clerics, bards, barbarians. Pretty much everything. The shield gives them more chances to block spells and arrows and stuff like that. So yeah, I would definitely say shield fighter is a higher tier than longsword fighter. So yeah, I've lost quite a few times to these, but in the same breath, they are also easy to kill if they are not the greatest player. I guess that works with everything here, but yeah, I think shield fighter is better than longsword fighter for the 224 at least. Next, let's go Barbarian. I think there's two different builds for Barbarian right now that are doing really well, which is Warmaul and Hatchet, like combined. Those two do really well. I would say they are better than shield fighter and better than longsword fighter. I think fighter has dropped off in the meta, but still really good. So the Hatchet and Warmaul build I kind of put together because you could play them both at the same time. Situations like against the ranger, you'd probably want to go Hatchet so you're a little faster and you still do great damage. And then the other one is like a Skinny Pete style of play. So I think Skinny Pete's Zweihander Savage style, like a move speed barbarian, is probably better than shield fighter and better than the Hatchet and Warmaul. So I keep them like A tier. The only things you really struggle against is, I guess, the ranger and like hide rogues. You still smash wizards and all that stuff. So yeah, I'd say Zweihander Savage is probably A plus, A tier. The only bad, you do die in like 2 shots at times, but if you play it really well, it's a very good class with Reckless and Rage. Now, I'm going to say God tier, we got Divine Prot and Smite, Cleric. This is just dominating right now. Like, I am climbing pretty easily with this right now. I would say Divine Prot, Smite, Cleric is definitely a top tier class, alongside one other, which I would say is the Torture Mastery Warlock. The +5 all stats they got made them damn near unkillable, especially when they have like 3 different mobs on them. They just dot everything up and dot you up, and if you get close enough, you just phantomize, and then you got all the mobs on you and they're running away and you're dying, and it's not a good time fighting these. So Divine Prot counters barbarians. Reckless is still scary. So matter of fact, I put Reckless at S tier. Reckless at S tier. Divine Prot Smite Cleric at please nerf, aka 2 OP. Divine Prot Smite counters pretty much all melee. Morningstar is like broken right now to where it goes through shields and it hits you farther than it should. At least what it feels like. The hitbox is really big. So they're just tanky, they're fast, They do way too much damage. Please don't nerf at the same time. And Torture Mastery Warlock with +5 all is definitely up there with them, with Phantomize. Next, we got Bard. I'll probably put Bard A tier, just above Fighter, maybe. Shield Fighter. They still got all the buffs, but the fact that Warlocks are so OP, it makes Bards fall off because of spell pred, and if they have a bunch of buffs on them, take the buffs, take like half your HP at the same time, you're just bad into Warlocks, and there's a lot of Warlocks right now. On top of Cleric being OP, they kind of poop on Bards too. Okay, next we got Judgment Cleric. I think Judgment Cleric might be the worst class right now, if not close to the worst. Yeah, Judgment Cleric, I've seen maybe like 10 of these all season long, and that's just because they're too bad. Judgment got nerfed to the ground in solos. It's just not... Spell Cleric is just not viable in solos. They lose to like all of these classes. Next we got Druid. Panther right now is really strong. I'd probably put it... If you're a good Panther, I would say it's too OP. If you're a regular Panther, I'd say you're probably A or S tier. I have not been playing Druid, so I played it like maybe 5 times in High Roller, and I've seen maybe 30 Druids as of recently, and I haven't been killed by one yet. When I played it, I was 3-tapping people in Panther form, so I'll say based on my experience in 224, it would probably be S tier. You still have the issues of where you can get 2-tapped by most of these classes, but you can also 2-tap most of the squishy classes as Panther. So it's like situational. Against casters, you're really strong. Against like barbarians, I would say you're pretty weak. Against fighters, I'd say you're like 50-50 on if you're gonna win the fight or not. I'm probably wrong. I know it is OP, but it's also not like crazy. I don't know. I'm not scared of Druids, but maybe I'm just stupid. Who knows? So I'd put them S tier right now. If I had bear form or bear build, I'd probably put that like B tier. There's not really a lot of bears right now. What's next? Let's do Rogue. Hide Rogue, I would say, is too OP. If you're patient, you just take a dump on everybody. You can sneak attack pretty much any of these classes, kill them in 2 to 4 hits, and you attack really fast. Even if they're trading with you, they still die to poison anyway, most of the time. So I'd put Creep Rogue up here at 2 OP, but just like normal Rogue would probably put around like middle A tier. But like Creep Rogue, OP. Normal Rogue, about like A tier, just above Shield Fighter maybe, or below it. Wizard, I would say this is not your best meta. I would say you're probably below B tier, below Longsword Fighter. I think this is like the one class you could beat pretty easily. You can still kill Druids, Fireball splashes and stuff. Missiles to a Barbarian can kill, but you have to be like completely geared for 224 and have like 140 HP. So I'd probably put Caster Wizard around B tier. I would say Melee Bonk Wizard is actually really good, like surprisingly. I'd probably put them above Bard, honestly. So Melee Wizard would be A tier. Caster Wizard, I'd probably put B tier. I'm not even gonna lie. This is for 224 solos, by the way. So now Melee Warlock, I'd put S tier. They're really strong. They can box pretty much all of these classes, no problems. It might even be too OP. Because Cleric and Warlock 1v1s are like crazy close. So yeah, I'd probably put them S tier, maybe below Druid, maybe better than Reckless Barb. Yeah, I think I like that. And then Rangers, if you're a good Ranger, holy crap, you're up here. But if you're not, if you're like a decent Ranger, most Rangers I've seen, I end up having to run away from because they space so well. I'd say Longbow Ranger is definitely too OP. The damage with true damage is just disgusting. Survival Bow would probably be B tier. That's dropped off quite a bit. Multi-shot, S tier, or 2 OP. You can one-shot pretty much all these classes. You 3-shot them from range, or 4-shot maybe, with a longbow. I'd probably put Ranger probably A tier for 224 solos. That's where I'd put it. Longbow I'd put as 2 OP. My bad, boys. I forgot about Sorcerer. I'd probably put Sorcerer at A+/S tier because you can smash most of these classes pretty easily. Your kit is really good. You just have to play really good. And that's about it for Sorcerer. Yep, probably put A tier. Does really well. Only thing you struggle with is pretty much mob killing, I guess. Takes a long time to melee them with longsword, and you don't really want to use all your spells too often, especially if you go into a fight and you gotta wait 30 seconds for your next ability. Yeah, I'd put them like A tier. A plus, A tier. Yeah, that's where I put them. Yeah, that's my updated tier list for 224 High Roller. This is just, once again, my opinion. If you guys liked the video, please drop a like, drop a comment on where you think these classes should be. If you think maybe Longsword's better than I think it is, or like maybe you think Wizard's better. Yeah, I'd just like to know your guys' thoughts. Yep. If you guys have any questions, feel free to come join me over on my Twitch or my YouTube. I stream pretty much every day. Trying to push my demigod right now. I am at Exemplar, and yeah, thank you guys for watching, and peace. What's up, guys? If you guys enjoyed this content, please feel free to drop a like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. If you guys would like to watch me play live, I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/IGoBear. You might be able to catch me on some YouTube streams, so yeah, feel free to hit that subscribe button.